Hi, I'm Luke and welcome to Down from the Attic. This episode I'm not looking at a board game. Shock horror, I know, but I realise the last few reviews I've done are all board games, so I want to look at something a little different and obscure. Back in the early 90s there were two cartoons in my life, Ninja Turtles and Transformers. Both of these shows rocked, and the toy lines for them equally amazing, as I'm sure you know. But if you could only pick one, which would it be? Well, back in the early 90s there was a toy line that merged the two. That's right, Turtles and Transformers. We're looking at Ninja Turtles Road Ready Mutations. Let's get these down and have a look at them. I've had these since childhood and they were among my absolute favourite toys. I've always loved Transformers, and coming across these on the shelves in Toy Master, I had to have them. There's very little information on the toy line. Playmates who made the figures had a line of Turtles figures before them called the Mutations line. These figures would transform the Turtles from, well, Turtles into the mutant Turtles we know and love. There were figures for Rocksteady and Bebop which acted the same way. There were also the Auto Mutations, where pressing a button would cause panels to flick round and spring into place to cause the transformation. These seemed like a cheat to me and I wasn't overly interested in these. The Road Ready Mutations, however, ticked both the Transformers and the Turtles boxes. The story with these figures is that the Turtles, and Shredder and Splinter, have come into contact with the Ooze, and have been mutated into their own vehicle modes. Even as a kid, I thought this was strange, like, the Turtles were already mutants. Can mutants mutate even further? Anyway, the figures themselves aren't exceptional. They're nicely sculpted and painted, but aside from Donatello, the figures have very limited movement and posability. Splinter can really only rotate his feet, and certain figures are so back heavy that getting them to stand is a real faff. However, the vehicle modes are really where it's at. Shredder transforms into a driller. Sadly, I'm missing the guns that fix onto the top here, but the shield I thankfully still have, which forms the drill cone. Pretty cool. Leonardo goes from firefighter mode to fire engine. Some really clever bits to this guy's transformation, particularly how the shell creates the cab, the ladder lifts out, and the hidden panels that show fire equipment. Donnie goes from what looks to me like a quarterback, though I know it's a racing driver, into this rather great Porsche race car. The figure is probably the best of the line in terms of being a great figure and a pretty perfect vehicle. The figure doesn't really give too much away in what he transforms into, and I like that. But Splinter has by far and away the coolest transformation. You fold him in and around on himself to form the Turtle Band. How cool is that? One thing I really like about all these figures is how the head ends up being positioned in the driver's seat. You can see them behind the wheel driving. These four figures are the entire Road Ready Mutations line. That's it, they're never made anymore, and it's a real shame. However, they followed the line with the Mighty Mutations line. These aren't easy to get hold of and are hellish expensive. The Road Ready figures aren't much easier to come by, but when they surface on eBay, they'll set you back about £40 for a box figure. I realise many of you watching will have had these as a kid, or probably weren't even aware of them, but to me, these were some of the coolest toys in the 90s, and I had to show them to you. Thanks again for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.